Bitcoin is crashing and you can feel max fear in the market right now. I just logged onto Twitter, checked out crypto Twitter, fear everywhere. You can feel it in Reddit. It's palpitating as Bitcoin is durably falling below $94,000. What I want to do in this video, for those who don't know, throughout my day job, I'm a psychiatrist and I walk people through crises situations. Now, no, I do not think Bitcoin falling below $94,000 is a crisis situation, but I kind of just want to give you my take on the market right now, where we're at, and why I'm not worried right now. This is going to kind of be a laid back video. We're going to have a little bit of fun with it. I know like people are freaking out. Their altcoin bags are getting beat up right now, but I promise it's going to be okay. Let me kind of tell you my thesis of why I think that. So right now, you guys can see Bitcoin below $94,000, right? 93,600 right now. And this is a 4-hour chart. And just within the past 4 hours, we've had a pretty big drawdown. Let's actually see how big this drawdown has been within the last 4 hours. About a 2% dip. So really not that bad in hindsight. I like this diagram that I made here. It's kind of the, stoplight, red, yellow, green. And you can see we have a nice floor here in this area, between 92,000, 90,000, maybe 89. We had a couple wicks into this area within the past week or so, but we've kind of durably bounced back from it, right? And then obviously we have this green area here. This is between 109,000 and roughly 105,000. And then this middle area, which I actually think is most important, it's right around 100K to 98K. And the last time we've come up to this area, we've actually been rejected. So the question is, will we bounce off this red area here, or will we fall through it? Well, I'm going to give you the, kind of my thoughts up front. I think we're going to bounce off it. We might not even need to fall to this area. Let me walk you through my thesis, though. I promise this is going to be the best 10 minutes of your day. I'm going to make this very succinct. If you're getting any value out of this, consider hitting the like, subscribe button, turn on notifications so you can get more info showing to you. Okay, guys, this is the others chart. So this is all of cryptocurrency, excluding the top 10 projects. We've also had a little bit of dip here, but again, we haven't come down to hit this trend line, right? So right now, others is $256 billion. This trend line, it's right around, $230 billion. I don't necessarily think that we need to fall down here. What I am watching maybe a little bit more closely is actually the Bitcoin dominance chart. So I am a premium subscriber to Benjamin Cohen into the Cryptoverse. He actually just had a premium live stream this morning, and a lot of people were asking about Bitcoin dominance. He thinks, now again, this is just his thoughts. I do kind of put a lot of weight into what he says because he's kind of called this market pretty well. Obviously, he doesn't have a crystal ball. I sure as heck don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. But what he thinks, if Bitcoin dominance doesn't fall, it could potentially go up to 66%, right? And that could be kind of painful if we went all the way back up to 66%, right? Altcoins would hurt. And if we actually kind of just zoom out a little bit, this is the daily chart. It's been a tough grind for Bitcoin dominance, right? For those that don't know, Bitcoin dominance, this is just the percentage of the total market that's made up of Bitcoin. Now, folks who hold altcoins like me, maybe you, I know you guys, a lot of people watching are dirty G-gens. They love their altcoins. I'm guilty of it as well. We want this number to come down, right? We want money from Bitcoin to move to alts. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about Bitcoin, how we're feeling some pain here. It's been kind of a tough past couple days, but there's a lot of bullish things on the market. And we're going to talk about that. So we talked about others. The interesting thing here is the market's actually neutral today, right? The traditional stock market, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, it's down like 0.1%. So like really it's neutral. S&P, it's down 0.02%. It's neutral. Why is crypto going down? Well, if you look at the crypto fear and greed index, we're at 38 and people kind of feel it. I like the way that Coin Market Cap does this because they actually track the crypto fear and greed index. And it feels like, I don't know, just a couple weeks ago, we were high. We were in the 80s. Now we're down to 38. But here's the thing. Things rebound quickly in crypto. Here we say, more FUD out there, causing people to kind of freak out. People are mentioning like Sailor and MicroStrategy, i.e. Strategy, because they rebranded. They didn't buy any crypto this week, right? For the first time in a while, MicroStrategy failed to raise funds for a new Bitcoin purchase via Class A shares. I actually don't put a lot of weight into this. He's been buying huge bags over the past couple of weeks. So I don't think this is a big issue. I would not be surprised if he bought more Bitcoin next week. Again, this is kind of a nothing burger for me. Tons of folks are getting liquidated as well. Again, I think this market's being manipulated. And if you look within the past 24 hours, over $330 million have been liquidated, taken off the market by market makers. Most of those were long positions too, right? And that kind of makes sense. When folks go long the market, they are saying, hey, I'm betting that the market's going to go up. And then they put on leverage, probably too much leverage. And if the market falls a noticeable amount, they get liquidated. And that's what happened here, right? Over $330 million in folks got liquidated. This heat map kind of shows the picture a little bit. So don't get confused by this. This is not bad. These horizontal lines, these lines just represent where folks will get liquidated, kind of their stop losses. And you can see Bitcoin's pushing through all this. So all of this value right here, this has gotten liquidated within the past couple days. The good thing is there's not a lot of liquidation below this, right? And that's how you kind of get these cascade events where crypto either falls down really fast or goes up really fast. It's because people are getting liquidated. So again, Bitcoin, it's falling down quite a bit. People are getting liquidated because they're probably using too much leverage. I actually think this is a good market to leverage trade if you know what you're doing. And the threshold to leverage trade actually isn't that hard. If we fall down another 1,000 or two, I am going to be putting in probably a 5, 6, 7x long on Bitcoin. Speaking of trading, down below is my BTCC link. This is where I do my long leverage trades. And the cool thing is, for new first-time deposits, you can get a 10% bonus. Plus, you can get an extra 10 grand in bonuses by signing up. They have way lower fees if you use my link below. Like, right, this is an agreement that I set up with BTCC. Also, no VPN, no KYC, and you can do stupid leverage. 500x on Bitcoin, Solana, ETH. I would not recommend doing that. Like I said, I'm going to be putting in probably a 5, 6, 7x leverage long on Bitcoin. So if you guys are interested and you want to see what plays I'm leveraging, I'm going to put a link down below for my Discord. It's totally free. I have nothing to sell you. Again, these guys, they're a partner of the channel. So if you use the link, it helps me out. Okay, enough about that. Benjamin Cohen, he did a 30-minute video last night and he's saying like, hey, we should rebuke meme coins. And the reason that he's saying this, we're not going to watch the video, but the reason that he's saying this is because too many folks are putting money in meme coins. They're getting liquidated and it's ruining market sentiment. And I kind of agree. In some ways, we need to get away from meme coins. There's been so much kind of scams, pump and dumps, rug pulls with the whole Libra stuff, the Melania coin. It's been tough. I saw this picture, and I promise, guys, I'm going somewhere with this. This is a pretty tumultuous roller coaster, and a lot of times, crypto kind of feels like this, right? You have the lows down here in these fire pits, and then you have the highs too. And this kind of reminds me of like a euphoric feeling, right? Kind of the skyline, bright lights, it feels euphoric. And this is how crypto feels when everything's pumping, right? When everyone's screaming, when Lambo, Moon Boy, we're hitting 300,000 Bitcoin this year. That's what you hear up here. But then down here, it kind of feels like, oh my gosh, the market's dead. We missed the cycle. No altcoin season. Guys, I hate to use the word dramatic, but let's not be dramatic about this. Bitcoin is volatile. We know that. We signed up for this because we know the highs are highs. You can get outsized returns in this market if you have the perseverance to just follow through. Okay, so where do I think we're in this market? I really like this chart from CoinGecko. I mean, if you just look in the past, let's take a little history lesson here. Bitcoin, it peaked up. This market says 17,000. It went up to about 20 grand. And then, guys, it dipped all the way to 3,500. Well, people were freaking out. But guess what? Just a year later, it went up to 63,000. Then it fell all the way down to, 25-ish, and it jumped back up to 69, only to then fall to 17, 16, 17K. And then it jumped up to 109. Let me ask you this. If you bought Bitcoin at 3,000 right here, and then you rode it all the way up and you didn't sell at 69,000, are you mad right now? Probably not, right? Because Bitcoin, if you would have just held through all of this, you would be up 30x, right? When Bitcoin hit 100 grand. The take home that I want you to get from this is just hodl. I personally do not think this is a market cycle top. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball, but this just doesn't seem like a top signal to me, right? If you look at this and you scroll out, you go to the weekly view, I don't know. This just looks like consolidation to me. I really think we're poised for a big leg up. And I actually made a chart on this on Coin. This chart here, it just shows consolidations, big runs up, consolidations, big runs up. I really just think we're in a consolidation now and we're getting ready for the next big leg up. That's just my 2 cents though. I think Cade said it really well. He said some of the biggest crypto mistakes, it's selling Bitcoin under 10K, right? And we just talked about that. Can you imagine selling your Bitcoin for under 10K here because you were freaking out? If you would have just held on, you could have rode it all the way to 100K. So Cade saying big crypto mistakes, selling under Bitcoin under 10K, ignoring ETH under 100, buying high and panic selling low. And I think this really hits the nail on the head. I actually commented, I said, couldn't agree more. Guys, if you don't follow Cade on Twitter or YouTube, I'd highly recommend it. He's such a good guy, provides awesome insight, and he puts out a ton of content, a ton of high quality content. So if you guys aren't following him, I'd highly recommend it. He just hit 6,000 subs. He's growing really fast and for good reason because he puts out awesome info. All right, guys, so we just talked about all the bearish stuff. Now we're going to talk about the bullish stuff, right? And there are two sides to every coin. FTX users, they're getting their payments back, right? People on Kraken are reporting that the FTX payments are coming out. And that's great, right? This is flushing money into the market. So this is a bullish sign. Plus we have Australia, they're cutting their rates. And this is good, right? This is cheap capital. And Bitcoin, right? Risk on assets like Bitcoin, like the Russell, they love cheap capital. So the US, we're going to probably cut rates once or twice, but it's good to see other banks are doing it. Maybe this sets a precedent for the US. The other big thing, and I kind of wanted to end on this, Texas Senate holds a public hearing on a Bitcoin strategic reserve. We're not going to watch the video, but they say Bitcoin, referenced as digital gold by the US Treasury, has become recognized as an asset in financial markets. For those of you who don't know, I'm in Texas. I'm super pumped to see this. I hope this moves forward. And guys, we are talking about a total different sentiment on crypto from the government standpoint, right? The last 4 years, we had to deal with an administration that was super hostile towards crypto. Well, that's all changed. Guys, this is me on YouTube. I genuinely just want to say thank you so much for all the support. I somehow have 2,600 subscribers. I don't know how. I'm just having fun, trying to make the best content that I can. But I want to know what you think. I read all of the comments below. Let me know. Do you agree with me? Should we be panicking? Or is this just a small pullback before Bitcoin goes in to set new all-time highs? If you got any value out of this, please hit the like button. It really does help me out. Subscribe, comment down below, and turn on notifications so you can be notified when I post new content. I'll see you guys on my next video.